In 634 CE, Rashidun Caliphate forces decisively defeated Byzantine forces at the Battle of Dathan, near Gaza, and the Battle of Ajnadain, near Beit Guvran. In 636 CE, the Rashidun Caliphate troops again decisively defeated the Byzantine troops at the Battle of Yarmouk, even though they had far fewer troops. This six-day battle is widely considered Khalid bin al-Walid's greatest military victory, and cemented his reputation as one of the greatest tacticians and cavalry commanders in history. In 637 CE, Patriarch Sophronius handed over the city of Jerusalem to the Islamic Caliph Umar bin Khattab after the city was conquered by Muslim forces. At this time, Caliph Umar made an agreement which stated that religious rights and freedom in Jerusalem were recognized and guarded by Muslim troops. Apart from that, Jews who had been expelled and fled were allowed to return to Palestine, including Jerusalem. In 640 to 641 CE, the Byzantine troops were defeated by the Rashidun Caliphate troops in Caesarea and Ashkelon, which also marked the beginning of the Arab Caliphate's full control of Palestine. In 661 CE, the Umayyad family took control of the caliphate and moved the country's capital to Damascus, which is part of the Sham province, Syria, where Palestine is included, following the assassination of Caliph Ali bin Abi Talib. In 687 to 691 CE, the Dome of the Rock was built in the Al-Aqsa Mosque complex, or also known as Al-Haram al-Sharif, in Jerusalem under the caliphate of Abdul Malik bin Marwan. Here lies the stepping stone when the Prophet Muhammad ascended into the sky during the Isra Miraj event. This location was also the place for Caliph Umar's first Friday prayers when he set foot in Jerusalem. In addition, this place is believed by Jews to be the place where the Holy Temple was once built. In 715 CE, Sulayman bin Abdul Malik, governor of Palestine, founded Ramla to serve as the capital of Philistin province, and the administrative center in Palestine. In 744 CE, there were civil wars between the Umayyads from time to time, which led to successive changes in the caliphate. In 745 CE, Theodore was appointed Patriarch of Jerusalem by the Byzantine emperor. In 749 CE, the Galilee earthquake destroys Tiberias, Scythopolis, Hippos, and Pella. Many other cities throughout the Jordan Valley suffer heavy damage. Tens of thousands of lives are lost. In 750 CE, the Abbasids, who were related to the Prophet Muhammad, overthrew the Umayyad Caliphate, so that practically the entire Umayyad territory was under the control of the Abbasids, including Palestine. In 758 CE, Caliph al-Mansur visited Jerusalem and ordered the renovation of the Dome of the Rock. In 762 CE, the Abbasids founded Baghdad and designated it as the new capital of the Caliphate. Baghdad is located in the northeast of Palestine and is about 680 kilometers from Jerusalem. In 775 CE, Caliph al-Mahdi designated Al-Quds, Jerusalem, as the capital of Philistin province, Palestine. In 780 CE, Caliph al-Mahdi expanded the building of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, or also known as the Qibli Mosque, which means Qibla. It is not clear who first built this mosque. However, some Islamic scholars consider that the Prophet Adam was the first person to build it. Then it was developed by the Prophet Abraham, and finally glorified by the Prophet Solomon, known as Solomon's Temple or Holy Temple or Temple of God, before being destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar's troops. The Al-Aqsa Mosque was then rebuilt by the fifth Umayyad Caliph, Abdul Malik, which was then continued by his son, Al-Walid I, where previously the Caliph Muawiyah I built a small house of worship near the location of the mosque. This mosque was destroyed by an earthquake in 746, before being rebuilt in 758 by the Abbasid Caliph, al-Mansur. In 796 CE, there was an intertribal war known as the Qays, Yemeni War, or also known as the Watermelon War, between the Northern Arab Tribal Federation Mudhar, also called Nizar or Qays, and the Southern Yemeni Tribal Confederation, which was often assisted by Abbasid forces. This war was the culmination of previous conflicts and wars, and caused quite a lot of casualties. In 799 CE, the Patriarch of Jerusalem, Elias I, sent a mission to the Frankish king, Charlemagne, to obtain military and political support from the Frankish kingdom on the grounds of protecting Christians and holy places in Palestine from the threat of the Islamic Caliphate. Although Charlemagne gave a friendly response, concrete military support did not materialize. In 800 CE, the Jewish High Council, headed by Jayan, moves from Tiberias to Jerusalem. It was also in this year that the Patriarch of Jerusalem, Elias I, sent a second mission to Charlemagne. This mission brought highly symbolic gifts, the key to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem and a banner. The purpose of these gifts was to strengthen spiritual and political ties between the Christians of Jerusalem and the Frankish Emperor, Charlemagne. In 820 CE, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre was renovated by Caliph al-Ma'mun. In 881 CE, the Patriarch of Jerusalem, Elias III, appealed to King Charles III, Charles the Fat, of Western France for aid and protection from the Franks. In 903 CE, Persian historian and geographer, Muhammad bin al-Faqih visited Jerusalem. Al-Faqih is best known for his work entitled Kitab al-Buldan, Book of the Lands, in which he provides detailed descriptions of various regions, cities, and geographical characteristics of various countries, especially Muslim countries. In 913 CE, Muhammad bin Abd Rabbi, who was an Arab writer born in Córdoba, Andalusia, Spain, who was famous for his writing entitled Al-Iqd al-Farid, Unique Necklace, visited Jerusalem. Abd Rabbi was a friend of many Umayyad princes and had served as an official panegyrist at the Umayyad court. In 936 CE, Ibn Rayk, who was a senior official of the Abbasid Caliphate, took de facto control over the government of the Caliph al-Radi with the title of Amir al-Umara, Commander of Commanders, by taking advantage of the weakened condition of the Caliphate. In 938 CE, Caliph al-Radi granted Ibn Tugh's request to assume the title al-Iqshid, which means ruler or power, which had been held by his ancestral rulers in the Fergana Valley. Giving this title also shows recognition and legitimacy of Ibn Tugh's role and position as an autonomous ruler in the regions of Egypt and Syria, including Palestine. In 939 CE, Ibn Tugh al-Iqshid agreed with Ibn Rayk that the Ramla area up to Tiberias be given to Ibn Rayk, while Egypt and Syria remained under Ibn Tugh's control. In 946 CE, Sef al-Dawla, who was the most prominent member of the Hamdanid dynasty, invaded Palestine, but he did not succeed in completely controlling Palestine, so Palestine remained under the control of the Iqshidid dynasty founded by Muhammad bin Tugh al-Iqshid.